In December 2007, an FC Barcelona youth player did a charity photo shoot for a local newspaper. They handed him a 5-month-old baby, set the baby in a plastic tub, and the then 20-year-old, already anointed as the future of the club, bathed him for the cameras. That was Lionel Messi. The baby was Lamine Yamal. On Sunday, July 19th, at MetLife Stadium, that baby, now 19, now the most electric player in the world, plays for the World Cup against the man who bathed him. Most finals are pretty standard stylistic matchups, but this one has layers. Spain and Argentina share a language, a colonial history, a footballing bloodline that runs directly through one club in one city, and two completely opposed beliefs about what the game is supposed to be. One country thinks football is a problem that is to be perfectly solved, the other views it as a fight you survive. Sunday, one of them will be right. You can't understand the temperature of this final without knowing the history. Spain colonized the Rio de la Plata in the 16th century. Buenos Aires was a Spanish port before it was anything else. Argentina fought its way to independence in the early 1800s. And then, in one of history's stranger reversals, millions of Spaniards immigrated to Argentina over the following century, fleeing poverty and war. To this day, Gallego, which is a person from Galicia, is casual Argentine slang for any Spaniard. This is not a rivalry between strangers, it's a rivalry between relatives, which is always the more heated kind. Football itself arrived in Argentina through the British railway workers, not Spain. But what Argentina did with it became its own declaration of independence. By the early 20th century, Argentine writers were describing a homegrown style, la nuestra, ours. Born in the potreros, the dirt lots of Buenos Aires, improvisational, cunning, individual, a pointed rejection of European order. Keep that phrase in mind. A rejection of European order. Because 100 years later, that is exactly what Sunday is all about. Spain's national identity in this sport is barely 20 years old, and it's the most intellectually coherent project football has ever produced. Before 2008, Spain was the great underachiever. Then came the machine. Euro 2008, World Cup 2010, Euro 2012, the only team to ever win 3 straight majors, built on an idea imported by Johan Cruyff to Barcelona and perfected in La Masia, positional play. Own the ball, own the spaces, and the opponent spends 90 minutes chasing you. This 2026 team is that idea second generation, and honestly, it might be cleaner than the first. Watch the semifinal against France, 2 shots on target, 2 goals, while France only managed 3 shots, 2 after the game was dead. Rodri, a Ballon d'Or winner, conducts everything 2 moves ahead. Fabian Ruiz launders the ball out of pressure. Dani Olmo occupies the pockets that make defenders defend facing their goal. Yamal tilts the whole field to the right flank. Spain doesn't beat you with moments, they delete your moments. The scary version of the compliment is this. Spain plays like a country that believes football has a correct answer, and they think that they found it. Argentina believes the opposite of all that. The founding myth isn't an academy, it's the potrero, the vacant lot, and the pibe. The street kid who wins not because the system is right, but because he wants it more and sees things no coach taught him. Maradona is the patron saint of that idea. Messi, for all his elegance, is its heir. And the Argentine word that explains this current team isn't tactical at all. It's gotta, claw, fight. Scaloni's 4-4-2 is almost a provocation aimed at Spain's whole philosophy. Have the ball, we don't want it. Look mortal for 80 minutes, then win the game in the window where finals are actually decided. Ask England, who led the semifinal 1-0 in the 84th minute, having conceded almost nothing all night. Enzo Fernandez from 20 yards in the 85th, Messi's cross on Lautaro Martinez's head in the 92nd minute. That's not luck, it's a defining pattern of this entire Argentine run. They are, by the numbers, an inferior football machine to Spain. They are also the reigning world champions, chasing the first repeat since Brazil in 1962, precisely because knockout football is played once, and no team alive is better at once. Now, the thread that ties the whole thing into a knot. FC Barcelona. Maradona played there in the 80s before Napoli. Messi arrived at 13 and spent 17 seasons becoming Messi there. And here's the paradox. The Spain machine he faces on Sunday is a direct descendant of his own club's golden era. The Barcelona that perfected positional play did it with Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets in the midfield, and Messi as the engine. Spain's 2010 World Cup was won by his teammates, playing the system he made unstoppable. The style Spain now wields against him is, in a very real sense, partly his, and the current squad deepens it. Pedri shared a dressing room with Messi in his final Barcelona moments. Yamal is the crown prince of the same La Masia that raised him, the kid from the bathtub photo, now wearing the same crest, playing the same inherited style, standing on the other side of the World Cup final. Whatever happens Sunday, the trophy goes home with Barcelona DNA. The only question is which branch of the family tree. 3 battles decide whether the machine or the fight wins. 1. Argentina's press against Rodri. This is why Julian Alvarez likely starts over Lautaro Martinez despite the semi-final winner. Alvarez's pressing is the only reliable treatment for Spain's build-up. If Rodri plays the game in comfort, Spain's answer to football goes unchallenged, and Spain wins. 2. Yamal against Argentina's left. Spain's attack funnels right eventually. Yamal has managed a hamstring all tournament, but he remains the one Spaniard who plays potrero football inside the machine. The improviser Spain grafted into the system. Argentina's left defender is signing up for the hardest afternoon of his career. 3. The final 15 minutes. Spain wants the game decided before then. Argentina has built a dynasty on the opposite. If it's level at 80, everything in this tournament says the ending belongs to Argentina, and to whatever Messi has spent 80 minutes saving up. And layered on top, the Golden Boot resolves here. Messi and Mbappe enter the weekend level on 8 goals. Messi ahead on assists. Whatever Mbappe added Saturday is the number Messi answers in a final. Played 10 times, Spain probably wins 6 or 7. The structure, the depth, the midfield, the 20-year project all say so. But finals are played once, and once is Argentina's entire ideology. A team built to survive single moments led by the greatest player in history in his final World Cup match facing the system his own club invented, against a teenager he once held in a bathtub. The head says Spain, the heart says Argentina. If the match is close in the dying moments, this World Cup points to Argentina taking it home, the warrior defeating the machine. And if instead the machine closes it out cold, then Spain won't have just won a World Cup, they'll have settled a 100-year-long argument about how the game is actually supposed to be played. That's the tournament, but not the end of the channel. 2 videos are already in motion, the full history of the World Cup, and a thought experiment about what football would become if one major rule changed. Subscribe and see you after the final.